Okay, thank you, Greg, for coming in. I really appreciate that this opportunity. I think a lot of new, especially Japanese holders, would be interested to know what Dexio Protocol is doing. So, can you briefly introduce what Dexio Protocol is and what is your role?
Yeah, so my name is Greg Gould. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Dexio Protocol. I'm also the co-owner of the project. And Don Reika from Amsterdam and I are the owners of the project. So in the briefest sense that I can give for these purposes, Dexio Protocol is a project focused on bringing new people into crypto. Okay, that's kind of our main vision. So, and the way that we want to bring new people into crypto is through what we call a super ecosystem of games, a network, an exchange, and then business to business and business to person relationships that connect people and businesses together through that exchange, those games, and that network.
And what do you usually do as the part of the role?
So most of my job, honestly, is, I think trying to organize people on the team, bring new people into the team, and keep all the different facets of what we're doing moving forward. So we have game development happening, we have network development happening, we have other product development happening, marketplace, Emporium, wallet. So there's a lot of development stuff that's going on that's connected, but also independent. And so there's different groups of people working on things. And then there's obviously the operations of the business itself, managing the communities and managing the marketing and managing the promotions, the branding, all the design stuff. So most of my job is literally just talking to people and trying to organize stuff. And then I'm also the primary writer for the company. So I write most of the documents, right? And I have help with that, but so my job is to be the voice in a lot of ways of the company. I mean, Don and I try to share that as much as we can. I tend to talk a lot more than Don, and English is that most people communicate in, and English is my first language. And so, I try to be kind of the voice, and also to provide some guidance. I'm also a lot older than most of the people in crypto. And so I try to provide some experience and guidance, as a senior person.
Thank you so much. So moving on, what is the most difficult part of bringing Dexihunter to life?
Well, so Dexihunter is an incredibly complex application. So I've worked on some different applications, both with Dexi and then also in my other professional roles, and it is a highly complex thing. So we're bringing augmented reality together with blockchain technology, and we're trying to do that in the most fun and interactive way that we can, while also providing a resource to bring new people into crypto, as I discussed before, and then also giving the application what I would call fringe benefits, right? So we are integrating a leaderboard to try to kind of create some competition with people, what I would call group activities. There's a chatting function, so there's a whole social part to it. You can have friends on the app. You can request that your friends go out hunting with you. You can chat with each other. You can see who's been collecting the most bounties, who's been walking.
So it's not only a bounty hunt, but you could actually socialize.
It's a social app. Yeah. So again, our vision is a world in which blockchain technology is mainstream and best. The future is that, blockchain is the future of all record keeping. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all a blockchain is, right? A blockchain is just a ledger. It's a digital ledger, right? And I think people oftentimes confuse what blockchain and, they confuse blockchain and crypto. These are not the same things. Mm-hmm. Blockchain is a technology. It's a digital ledger. But crypto is the way that we interact with that, right? Right. So the future of record keeping is definitely blockchain. Every medical record, financial record, everything that we do will be on a blockchain. You know, this idea that crypto is going to be the sole future of economic reality, I think is not right. There is going to be a marriage between fiat currencies and cryptocurrency. And we're already seeing that in a lot of ways, right?
Right.
And so the thing that we're doing that I don't see really anyone else doing, especially not on the microcap level, is, you know, we are putting fiat revenue streams in place in our business model. And we are creating products that people can use without crypto, right? Games will be able to be played without crypto. And the reason we're doing that is because the future is this hybrid model of a marriage between fiat and crypto.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the hybrid business model will be one of the key factors of success, because eventually a lot of projects will be shifting, but that's one of the really difficult parts of in terms of technology.
Well, the thing is, you know, as a businessman, right, my job has been to make money my whole life, right? That's been my job. My job is, how do I develop businesses to the point where they're profitable and make money, right? And I've been doing this since I was, 20 years old. So for 25 years, that's been my job. And in my own businesses and other people's businesses, I've worked in consulting, all kinds of stuff, right? And so I look at most crypto projects and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Where's the money? How are you, and you see these, I'm not going to harp on some of these, things that have collapsed, but, you look at a lot of these, rebase tokens, the DAOs,
right.
and even some of these gaming projects. And it's pretty obvious when you just look at it from a critical point of view, you just go, that's not a sustainable model. You can't, there's no way, so I called a whole bunch of collapses, right? And so it's funny because a lot of people on my team, they're like, Greg, what do you think about this? What do you think about, like I'm some kind of prophet? I'm not a prophet, but I can just look at, especially something like, for example, Wonderland. When Wonderland was peaking out, I was like, hey guys, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't, like, how are they, this is not a sustainable model. And I tried to, and actually one of our major Dexi investors was pretty heavily invested in Wonderland. And if, pardon my language, but if I take a dump and somebody buys that shit off me for $1 million, that's $1 million piece of shit, but just the truth, so things are only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Exactly.
And, so in any value proposition, you have, buyers and sellers, right? And the sellers are really are the ones that are trying to determine the price, but the buyers are the ones that determine the price. And so when you have parabolic motion like that, you have a whole bunch of, buyers stepping on each other and creating these parabolic movements and charts. But that doesn't actually create value. Right. So something is only really valuable if it either solves a problem or makes something in your life more efficient.
True.
That those are not the same thing. So that's the part that we are very focused on. Look, we want to create utility and value for our tokens, and we're doing that. But we also want to create sustainable revenue streams so that we can balance the business.
All right. So moving on, this is the one I'm really interested in. Okay, for the nominated 5 cities for Dexihunter, which will be coming up, can Japan still make it, or say other cities make it in time if we have enough numbers of members or hypes?
I do think so, yeah, man. And I think that in particular in America, anyways, we tend to equate the Japanese with technology, right? We tend to equate Japan with steeped tradition and then advanced technology, right? I mean, just the other day, one of my friends was like, talking to me about the trains you guys have in Japan and how amazing they are. He saw some video about something and it was like, never gonna get trains like that, And I was like, yeah, we're never gonna get trains like that. But so, I think that, and also, I think augmented reality itself will be, very popular and useful in especially Japanese cities, right?
Yeah, I really think so. Well, compared to the US, most of us actually in big cities, we travel with trains, and we get to really walk. I think there are much more opportunities comparing to other countries that we drive, but we don't drive, especially inside the cities. I mean, parking spaces are extremely expensive, and especially in Tokyo, even center of Osaka. So what's nice is that if we're holding phones, we could actually, and a lot of us actually walks. So
right. Yeah. So this is another thing I was going to say is that there's definitely there's definitely a lot of cities that are not necessarily on our list because we don't have boots on the ground there. That would be really good for the promotion of Dexihunter. So because there's really beautiful places that would do well with all the videos.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah.
Recordings of.
So actually we're still barely in time then. If we have enough.
I think that I'm trying to say this in a way to not overcommit, but I think that it's a very reasonable thing for us to use the fact that we're launching a promotion in Japan to drive more interest there. And so I think and there's some other places, like I said, that that are on the radar, like New York City or Paris, that we don't really have a lot of boots on the ground, and we don't have huge communities there. In New York, we actually have quite a few people, but I think if we said, "Hey, we're doing this," it would bring in a lot more people.
Oh yeah, so sure, of course. Yeah.
I would like to see the numbers up in our Japanese community and activity up. Before we made that kind of commitment for sure, but I'm certainly not opposed to making it one of the 5, if not the first 5, then the next 5, which will happen which will happen very fast. As soon as we get the first 5 done, we're going to roll out probably 10 more, and then we'll probably roll out 40 or 50 more. We need to kind of get our sense of how things are working and make sure that all the mechanics are working right and the servers are running and all that stuff.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'll be looking forward to it. Okay, this would have sort of a relationship with Dexihunter, but I think the possibility with that platform is enormous. Meaning that what kind of partnerships and collaboration are you planning to utilize from Dexihunter platform?
Right. So the main thing that I think, and we talk about in the white paper is we want to facilitate relationships between the users and the projects that we partner with. So obviously, we can drop whatever tokens we want into the application, tokens or coins that we want. So developing relationships, partnerships with other projects, and then the QR code function, which is partnerships with businesses, allowing businesses to drop their QR codes, which are scannable, that can do all kinds of things. As we saw from the Coinbase Super Bowl. That's right. So that's how I think we're gonna facilitate those relationships, and also there's in the initial beta, we're not going to do this with every collection sequence, but for the most part, the collection sequences will have you'll have to answer some questions. For now, it's going to be questions about crypto because we want to educate people.
Okay.
As we partner with businesses and projects, there'll be questions about those projects and about those businesses. And then there'll be action steps before you can actually collect the crypto. So you have to follow a Twitter or follow a YouTube or something like that. So we'll be able to the idea is to get the users to get actively involved with the crypto that they're collecting, right? What we want to do is we want to try to help these businesses that we're partnering with come into the world of crypto. So provide a platform for them to launch their own tokens, right?
No, okay.
So, you can, I don't know if this is true in all places, but certainly in the US and other places that I've been, most businesses have some kind of loyalty or rewards program, right?
Right.
And so imagine if they could, rather than giving out loyalty points, they could actually distribute their own crypto as a way to get people to come back. They can spend that crypto or use it for discounts or spend it on merchandise or whatever they want. Or they can swap it for something that is else that they want. That's another business that they like, that is part of that same liquidity pool.
Okay, so this will be my last question today. What is the future direction and vision you're seeking through Dexio Protocol?
So we talked about the hybrid business model, right? And so that's the kind of overarching thing that I am very focused on, and that we as a project are very focused on. We want to do two very fundamental things in business. We want to create sustainable fiat revenue streams and products that people can use with or without crypto. And we want to create utility for our tokens and our coin, and utility for the other tokens that are launched in the Smart Dexio network in a balanced way that allows for us to have sustainable long-term growth, right? That's the thing I'm always talking about, sustainable long-term growth. And how does that happen? That happens by balancing utility for your crypto, utility in your network and in your ecosystem for your crypto, that facilitates the technological advantages of all of that, and sustainable revenue streams that allow you to support your business and support the development of the technology that provides utility for your token. So that's what we're doing long term. That's my focus. My focus is making sure that we develop awesome products that people are excited about using, that create sustainable revenue streams and utility for our tokens. That's it in a nutshell.
All right. Thank you so much. I think these questions really fills out a lot of questions that people had, and hopefully we would be getting much more people inside the community, and in a very near future it would be enhancing the whole entire project. So I'm very much looking for the Dexihunter. This should be coming to Japan someday. So
and Daniel, I really appreciate you, man. Your enthusiasm, all your hard work, your commitment to the project, your constant communication and positive attitude. Like I'm super grateful for you, man. So
okay, thank you so much. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll be getting another videos sometime in the future. Thank you, Greg, and viewers, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.